Did you observe them do things that are common among people having a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Such as, can you give us an example?
Hugging, kissing.
Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich.
Let's just get down to it. Did you or did you not, by May the 30th, 2023, have had sexual relations with Miss Willis, yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth. Judge, and it is a lie. It is a lie.
Oh, Jonathan Series in Atlanta. Jonathan, that was just some of what we heard over those 2 days. It got wild in that courtroom at times.
Yeah, very dramatic testimony. This week, the judge in the case is expected to privately hear confidential testimony from a key witness to determine whether any of this testimony is admissible in court or whether it's protected by attorney-client privilege. That witness is Terrence Bradley, a former law partner of Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. He initially testified that a disagreement related to Wade's divorce led the two attorneys to end their professional partnership. But under questioning, he later admitted it was something more.
There was an allegation that you sexually assaulted a member of the firm, correct?
Yes, there was an allegation, yes.
And as a result of that allegation, you left.
I did.
You were no longer business partners with Mr. Wade.
That is correct.
DA Fani Willis claims she did not become romantically involved with Attorney Wade until several months after she hired him as a special prosecutor. The defense is trying to prove their relationship began earlier than that and that Wade rewarded Willis with lavish vacation travel. Former President Trump brought this up on the campaign trail over the weekend.
I think she said 9 trips. Every time I took a trip with my lover, I paid him in cash. Where the hell did you get the cash?
All right, guys. So once again, we got to talk about Miss Fani Willis, who just got finished basically lying on the stand about her relationship with Nathan Wade, or at least according to a witness testimony, a lady that worked in her office, that, hey, her relationship with Nathan Wade started back in 2019, not 2022, after they had already started working on the Trump case, as Miss Fani Willis and Nathan Wade testified to under oath, okay? But she's taken to the pulpit to essentially try to appeal to the black church after receiving a Black Achievement Award, okay? So, you know, I'm not sure exactly what is it about Fani Willis running to the black church after getting criticized, but this is what she does. And then you have the people in this church who applaud this woman for essentially ruining a man's marriage, okay? That is what they're doing, okay? And this is believe all black women on steroids, even when the evidence suggests that this woman is a liar and she is a homewrecker, a 304 prosecutor. But again, they didn't stop her from taking to the podium, being welcomed into this church to accept a Black Achievement Award. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what she's accomplished. Okay, I think it's like a Black History Achievement Award or whatever, right? And this is what she had to say. It really is a shame that they're allowing this in church, okay? This type of just clear political campaigning and propaganda in church, especially considering how there's good reason to believe that this woman lied on the oath, but nobody should be surprised because she will lie in church, right? She will lie in front of God, in front of her people, okay? So, you know, hey, nobody should be surprised that she may or may not have lied on the oath about her relationship with Nathan Wade and when he started throwing his hot dog down her hallway, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I've learned very, very recently, because you may need this lesson as well. You know, people keep sending me scriptures, and I appreciate those scriptures, but different people from all different walks of life keep sending me this one scripture, and I don't think I ever really heard it till maybe 2 days ago. People send you stuff, you read them, they just kind of become things you recite, but you don't really think about what they say. The scripture they keep sending me is, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." I need y'all to hear me though. They did not say the weapons will not form. And that's the part I didn't hear until recently. Just because they won't prosper, it doesn't mean that they won't form. Even if you feel like everything you are doing in your life is the right thing, and you're making mistakes all along the way, but you're trying, you should not think that those weapons will not form. The other lesson that I've learned in this 3 years is God ordains those weapons. He puts those weapons in your life to form against you.
Wow. Wow. There's so many interpretations of that. Okay. I mean, is she saying that God put Nathan Wade in her life in order for her to sleep with him to ruin his marriage? Right. Which, hey, I mean, if you believe the scriptures, okay, marriage is supposed to be a divinely ordained and sacred union between one man and one woman who become one flesh. Okay, that is what it's supposed to be. And Fani Willis apparently is getting in the way of what, you could define from a biblical perspective if they got married, under, I guess, the Christian faith, a union that is divinely ordained by God, right? I mean, I guess you can make that argument. So again, I just find it fascinating how she's basically trying to say that the weapons being formed against her are not of her own doing. When if she just did not sleep with Nathan Wade, if she wasn't a homewrecker, if she wasn't a 304, if she wasn't out here taking in too much vitamin D, this would not have happened, right? This is not the enemy trying to come after you. This is you creating your own problems, okay, and having to deal with your own problems. Again, it's just so funny how she's trying to present this as if she's the victim here. And it's like, no, you're not the victim. You were sleeping around with a married man, okay? You were sleeping around with a man who you allegedly were paying taxpayer dollars to work on this court case with, and you're benefiting from it, okay? You are essentially engaged in a relationship that has a clear conflict of interest. Not only that, you also have been accused of corruption, misuse of taxpayer dollars from the federal government. So, these weapons that are being formed against her, they're of her own doing, right? That's not some outside force trying to take her down. These are her own slip-ups, right? This is her own corruption. Again, this is why I absolutely hate when politicians go to the pulpit. They take to the pulpit to try to, make excuses for self-inflicted trials and tribulations that they're going through. I mean, clearly and obviously this is corruption. She's basically lied in the pulpit before, but it's not her fault for doing that. She's just taking advantage of these people, right? It is actually their fault. Why is it as black people we allow black Democrats and black liberals, especially black liberal women, to embarrass us like this, right? This is embarrassing, okay? Fani Willis is actually an embarrassment to black women. She's an embarrassment to black professionals. She's an embarrassment to black Christians, right? Because from the outside looking in, people seeing this, okay, they're looking at this like this is a joke, right? Why are these Christians, okay, these black Christians allowing this woman who, again, broke up a man's marriage or, may have been involved in breaking up a man's marriage, allegedly coming to the church and try to appeal before God when it comes to making excuses for her sins, right? Again, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But again, this is what black people tolerate. And this is why you have other groups of people look at black people and say, hey, this is a joke, right? This is a joke. This is not a good look, man. It's really not. It's embarrassing.
And if you really understand him, you become in your maturity to understand he does it for a reason. And it's to grow you, and it's to make you stronger, and it is to prepare you. And so my only request from this family today is, this is a really hard job I'm trying to do. And I am an imperfect human being, but I can literally feel the people who loves me's prayers. If just every now and again you'll throw my name in a prayer, God hears his children. I would very much appreciate that.
This is the type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that makes people reject religion, bro. Real talk. This is why I hate this the most, right? I hate this the most because this is basically blasphemy. Okay, and this type of stuff people see and be like, yeah, this is why I can't take religion seriously. This is what they're doing. Okay, they're praising a woman, they're clapping for a woman, they celebrate a woman who, again, was allegedly involved in breaking up a man's marriage. Okay, who may have been involved, sleeping around with a married man, and then taken to the pulpit to pretend like that God is on your side, right? God is on my side. Okay, I allegedly broke up a man's marriage. Okay, I broke up a divinely ordained union, right? But God is on my side, right? He supports 304s. Okay, he supports home records. Again, that to me is what it sounds like she's insinuating here, and I don't think that God supports that. But hey, this is what she's saying. So, anyways, we have this lawyer on Fox News who is going to give us his opinion on how Fani Willis did last week and whether or not she may be disqualified and what we can look forward to next when it comes to this hearing.
Deputy Assistant Attorney General Tom, great to see you. So what is the fate of DA Willis?
Well, that will be decided in the next week or two, Sandra. And look, my sense is that there's a very good chance, in my judgment, that this judge is going to disqualify her from any further involvement in this litigation based
You heard that.
on her conduct in deciding to hire Mr. Wade, her relationship with Mr. Wade, and that sort of thing. However, I think there's also a decent chance that people close to the DA at some point, you'd think, might step in, take her aside and say, hey, look, you need to step aside here. We understand you want to maintain your innocence. We understand you want to fight, but the greater good and the public interest demands that you step aside and allow a new team of prosecutors to come into this case.
So,
AKA Democrats, right? AKA the powers that be that want to take down Trump. I do think that they're probably going to, tell Fani Willis, look, you got to step down, right? Like you have to back away from it. You made a mistake with hiring Nathan Wade and then, riding his pipe. Okay. You have to step down. Okay. And let the case be taken over by somebody else, because if not, if you get disqualified, ultimately this whole case can get thrown out and we're going to lose the opportunity to actually get a conviction or to even have a trial before the election. So, Fani Willis's ego, right, is going to, in my opinion, ruin the whole case, okay? I mean, if she just steps down, then basically the case will go on. Now, who knows whether or not it will happen before the election, but it will go on. And, it seems like her ego is so big that she's not going to be a team player, which, I hope that she sticks it out, right? I hope that she decides not to step down and ultimately the judge ends up disqualifying her and then the whole case gets thrown out. And then the Democrats, they're going to turn on her. Okay, if that happens, best believe they're going to be pissed. They're going to be like, why the hell did you not step down? Okay, they are going to tear her a new one, okay? Worse than Nathan Wade did. I'm just saying.
So, Tom, what happens if Fani Willis is disqualified in this Trump election case? What if that is her fate? Phil Holloway, a former assistant district attorney in Georgia, says it's difficult to imagine any other district attorney that would be willing to take up this case. The reason for that is the case is so tainted at this point by virtue of a Fani Willis conflict of interest, then the whole thing might need to start over, and that's a big ask. Weigh in on that, Tom. I mean, has this just gone too far?
Well, look, I think that's a fair point in that it's hard to imagine any DAs in the state of Georgia who would be eager to take over what really has become a bit of a morass here. And look, the other thing, Sandra, is that if some new team comes in to take over, that there is a good chance that they either might decide to modify the charges, drop certain charges against certain defendants, or who knows, maybe even get rid of the whole case. You can't assume that if a new DA comes in, that he or she will take the same approach and make the same decisions that Fani Willis has taken up to this point.
All right, we'll see what the next steps are. We'll keep watching that. Meanwhile, Tom, massive backlash over New York civil fraud.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? We'll see what happens here moving forward. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear news that Fani Willis has decided to step down because that's what she would do if she's a team player. I think that the woke powers that be probably, may force her to do so just to save the whole case. But then again, who really wants to prosecute this case? I mean, it already is in sketchy legal territory, trying to, tie, Trump together under this, this RICO, statute or whatever. I don't think anybody wants to take it on. Okay. So, it could just be, it could just be a bad situation overall for Fani Willis, regardless of whether or not she steps down or chooses to stay on the case. But what I do know is that her going to the church and trying to appeal to the church is disgusting, considering the allegations against her. And I think it's even worse that the people of that church would accept her and to let her do that while giving her an award, right? This is, again, another example of how I think as black people, we reward people who, engage in bad behavior in our community. And then, we wonder why things are the way they are, right? It's because of stuff like this. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.